Hi there, you're here with Samantha Brown, and I have just got home from the amazingly epic Expert Empires 2018, an amazing event put together by Nick James and Seriously Fun Business. And headlining this year was Grant Cardone, which I shall tell you more about later. But what I wanted to do was do kind of the same thing that I did yesterday, which is create like a recap of what happened during the day, some of the thoughts that I got, the ideas, actions that I've taken. Hi, Ant. Hello, everybody that's watching. So I just wanted to give you guys a recap of like the speakers, the things that happened today. I can give you some insider information with the roundtable that was only for 6 people. So I got to sit in there as well. But yeah, just to really go over what happened on day 2 of Expert Empires. And then this kind of also serves as like a memory kind of trigger for me later on down the line. So I have to say, I didn't hear everybody speak today, so I can't tell you about all of the speakers. But I'll tell you more about that why later. So today there was Judy May Murphy. I did catch the end of her talk, and she is immense at getting into normal mainstream media. Seemed like a really awesome girl. Jonathan Jay, who I have come across before, who... he is a guy that goes around buying businesses and then maximising the business, and he normally buys businesses for very cheap and then sells them on for lots of money. And I've come across him in the property world before as well. So that was really interesting, and I am mega impressed with how well he styled. And his speaking was great. Like, if you get the chance to find a way to watch him, then go see him because he's a really great speaker. Unfortunately, I didn't get to speak to Lucy Johnson or hear Lucy Johnson speak because 2 things happened today. So 3 things really. One, obviously, I got to see Grant Cardone again, but I had 2 amazing conversations over the course of the last 2 days. One was with Gordon Bertram and the other was with Jonathan Belliand, and those 2 people I think have actually changed my life. Maybe the Grant Cardone, Russell Brunson, all those kind of people have opened my mind, but there are 2 conversations that I've had over the last 2 days that literally have just changed the way that I think about myself, what I can offer, what I can actually do for everybody else, and how we can just make the world this fucking epic place. So I'm going to tell you more about that later tomorrow, because it is now, I don't know, like 9:45. It's really late at night. And I've been non-stop for over 2 days now, and I've just driven home as well. So I'm a bit shattered, but I just want to give like an overview of what happened. So I didn't get to hear Lucy speak, but I imagine she was amazing. Lots of people have said that before, and she's part of the kind of, I guess, the events people in the UK. So there's Nick James with Expert Empires. There's Lucy, she does things. Rob Moore and Mark Homer obviously do their property stuff and their limited success stuff. Andy Harrington does loads of speaking stuff and personal development. Paul Preston, I got to speak to him over the weekend. He's amazing. He's in property as well. I think there are a couple of other guys, and they've all got this kind of mastermind that these people have together. And they posted a picture yesterday actually, because they all met up. And first of all the women were missing. Oh, Shah Wasman's in it as well. So all the women were missing. And I looked at them and I thought, you know what? You guys put on some amazing events. You do. But you're kind of playing at the UK level. And I've been to GrowthCon and seen what Grant Cardone can produce. And fuck me, in the UK, we have a massive way to go. But we can do it. Like, we totally can do it. We came first. So I saw this photo and I thought, you know what? Like, you guys at the moment you're like my Dream 100. Which is a concept that Russell Brunson talks about the people who have the clients that you want and how you can work with them so that you can kind of infiltrate and get to those clients. And of course, it works in the opposite way as well. And these guys are already doing it because they all speak at each other's events. And I looked at their photo that was put up and I thought, you know what? We can do better than this. Like, first of all, women can be involved in events and speaking and smash it. There are not enough women out there doing all this stuff. So if you're a woman and you're listening to this, we need you. We need the amazing women speakers to come out of the woodwork and start smashing it. So that's like one thing I got from that photo, and I think lots of other people did too. But also I just thought, you know what, at the end of the day, like when my time comes, I'm just going to blow you all out of the water. And this is me now pronouncing it to the world that I am, because we can do some epic stuff. But anyway, getting back to the overview of Expert Empire. So I'm just reading the program. So Ryan Deiss was after lunch, and he actually gave away his marketing blueprint of how you, like a customer journey. And hey, Gordon's watching. I just mentioned you, Gordon. You should go back and listen. You've just changed my life, by the way. So Ryan Deiss was talking about the kind of customer journey that they take people on, and also how to map that out, and actually starting in the middle of the process rather than starting at the beginning where most people start. And thank you so much, Gordon, for saying I'm a superstar, and you are absolutely epic. And I genuinely know that you've changed my life. So wait for the big things. So I kind of like wrote out a customer journey. And what was interesting is that Ryan Deiss was saying that you should have at least 6 customer journeys. You shouldn't just be trying to get someone to go down one path. You need at least 6 different paths for people to go down. And we're talking things like doing adverts. Facebook advertising is the first one, and then lead magnets, so giving something away for free, having a small chunk of your bigger product, service, whatever, that is something that's low value that you sell, and then getting people into the bigger thing, and so on and so forth. And like when people get to the recommending point, that's it. You know you've got them for life if they start recommending your stuff. So get recommending of the stuff that you like. So it was really interesting hearing Ryan Deiss speak and talking to people afterwards, and how people's brains were already starting to tick over with the different things that they were going to do. And my biggest hope is that people will actually take action after the event, because I know it's really easy to think and get built up and be in the hype and then do nothing when you come back. So this video right now is part of me committing to myself to actually take action and do something. So yes, then we had then I had the roundtable with Grant Cardone. So as I said, there were 6 of us in this room. Gordon's one of them, and we all got to ask questions, our own personal questions to Grant Cardone, and obviously he answered. With him were Elena, his wife, Jared, who is his like number 2 man. Jared goes everywhere, and Jared is incredibly wealthy. I would say because of Grant, he is, but also Jared is such a hard worker, and he's just smashing it. And also Captain Ryan, which is Grant's pilot. Now, Ryan's got a really interesting story. So Ryan is a commercial airline pilot, and was working for just, I guess, a normal company. He heard that Grant Cardone was buying a jet. So he quit his job and went to Grant Cardone and said, I will fly your plane for you, I think for free, if you teach me how to do real estate. And now Captain Ryan is doing the deals, the real estate deals with/for Grant Cardone. Like that is taking action. That is doing something different. But anyway, getting back to the point of the roundtable. So I asked a question about some property thing that I've been offered. So I'm really active on social media. Therefore, people know that I know things about property, that I'm involved in doing things, all this other stuff. And when I went to Expert Empire, it's a bit like when I went to GrowthCon, people know who I am because they see the videos like you guys are doing now, and then they get to know me, and I'm just like I am in real life on video. So I've got all these people contacting me all the time with different opportunities, and I've had this opportunity that's like a massive opportunity, which it might even be like 100 times. Like, I'm not talking 10x, I'm talking 100x, something that I've done before. And I said to Grant, I said, is it too much of a jump? And of course he said no. And I was like, I don't even know where to start, I don't know what to do. And he was like, he gave me some steps to do. But it was just really interesting, getting my question answered, but it was even more interesting hearing what other people were asking. But actually, when they were given answers, light bulbs started going off in my head. So there was a guy who won a place there, and he was talking about working in a coffee shop, and he had this other dream, and Grant told him to go and be the best barista that he could possibly be, and sell meat muffins to vegans. Sorry, any vegans watching. But basically to just go and work hard. And he said, and what I want you to do is in 7 days' time, I want you, and this is Grant Cardone talking to this other guy. Grant says, I want you in 7 days' time to report back to me and tell me what you've done and have something to measure yourself by. And Grant said, it doesn't matter what the measurement is. It doesn't matter what you're measuring. You just have to be measuring, because then you know you're getting better. And that was just amazing. And I talked yesterday about I want to create a like an accountability thing so that I know I've had the high of the event, because I had this at GrowthCon, and I don't want to crash and burn. And thank you, Jesus, for saying I have a tremendous accent. Thank you. Well, I'm just British. So I know that I totally crashed and burned after GrowthCon. Like I just was in this horrible mess. And if you want to know more, there is a video, subscribe to my page. But there's a video, it's actually pinned to the top, where I talk a lot about how I was affected after GrowthCon, and I was like in a really, really bad place, and it's quite an emotional video. But anyway, I know that's coming. So what I said yesterday is I'm going to create this accountability group, and like anyone's welcome, and to basically make sure that I keep on doing things. And I need everybody else's help to do that, because I'm really shit at doing the stuff. Things distract me. I'm like a nightmare. I shiny things. I do it when I do like live videos, and I'm like, talk about this, talk about that. So I need everybody's help, please, to hold myself accountable, and in return I want to hold you accountable. And the very fact that Grant Cardone said you need to measure, just totally for me, it was like, absolutely, Sam, you have to do this. You have to create this accountability group, because you have to help everybody else measure and stay accountable, and then they can be epic and amazing too. So that was like a real thing. But had I not been in the room with somebody else who had asked this other question, that never would have happened. Which goes to show the power of masterminds. They're just amazing. Like, it's not about your questions. It's about other people's questions and helping them. I'm doing like things with my hands and you can't see. And helping those people. And in return, the questions that they ask, like, make things happen in your head. And you wouldn't know to think that. So, like, masterminds are amazing. And the round table with Grant was just something else, like totally something else. And obviously you then build a connection, I've sat in a room with Grant Cardone, and yes, I went to GrowthCon and I spent 4 days with him, but this was different, like amazing. So almost money can't buy. Well, money did buy, but it was just wonderful. So if you ever get the chance to pay your way in, to get somewhere, to be close to the people that are doing things like epic things, just find a way to get the money and to pay to go for it. And if that means going out and selling more, then go out and sell more. And I know I need to go out and sell more. Like I knew that anyway. But the other like light bulb thing, so Gordon's been massively helping me with my feeling good about myself and realising that I have self-worth. And so the other conversation I had today was with Jonathan Bellion, who I'm going to tag later. And he basically asked me to put an event on so that he could come and learn from me. And I was just like, well, if I've got a customer who's asking to give me money to create something, then I should go and create the thing. Obviously. And I realised that, again, had I not been doing these Facebook Live videos, then that would never have happened, because Jonathan was there because he watches my videos, and then found out about Grant Cardone, and then from there is obsessed with Grant Cardone and came to the event basically because I've been putting out videos just talking about the stuff that I'm doing. And it was a real like thing for me of going, well, if you build up your audience and then you ask them what they want, or they tell you before you ask, then you know what they want and you can deliver it. And then actually, you know what? Selling isn't really like selling. It's just giving the people what they want. So if you're not doing live videos or you're not putting stuff out there, then please, I beg you, please go and do it, because it's just the easiest way to create some money. And so yeah, so I'm going to be putting on an event, but so I'm going to put on an event just about teaching people with Facebook. And just to give you an idea, so I put out a video earlier today, this evening, and it's now had in 3 hours over 42 shares, and I think we're like 3,000, over 3,000 views. And obviously, like, none of this is paid, so I just put it out there, and then I've driven home, so I haven't been able to do anything. I haven't even like been able to reply to comments or do all the stuff that I normally do, which is like actually engage with the people. And it's had 42 shares already, and I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. This stuff really works. So I'm going to put on almost like a mastermind event of teaching people how to do the stuff that I'm doing, so that you guys can then get your message out to everybody else and build up your following and build up your audience, and then find out what they want and then give it to them, and then you'll all be millionaires and I'm going to be a millionaire. That's the plan. Anyway, so I made lots of notes from Grant's roundtable, which I am going to put together something about that as well. So I said this yesterday, each person's talk that I actually listened to, that I had the opportunity to be in the room to listen to when I wasn't having conversations elsewhere, I'm going to do like a breakdown of those things as well, which of course you can all join in on. So, oh yeah, no, I just hadn't thought. So another thing that was really interesting, so somebody else asked the question, and Grant basically said that it sounded like, he said, you resent your customers. And it was basically about giving away your time for free to all those people that just want to find out information and then don't end up buying. And I know we all feel like this. You're like, oh, phone call with somebody, are they really going to be a customer? What's the point? Grant said, to the person, you resent your customer. They are looking for information. So give them the information. The most important thing is getting someone to give up their time. I'm so thankful that you're taking the time to watch this video. And if you can translate getting someone to buy from you in giving up their time, then you can definitely sell to them if you've got the products and if you believe in your products. So don't resent all the people that want to have free information from you and use up your time. Actually give it to them, give them. And then when you know that they've got a problem, and this is all from Grant, so, nothing you can do, say whatever is going to blow the deal. Just give the people the information they want. You've identified that they've got a problem, so you've qualified them as a buyer. They've got a problem, so give them a solution. The solution should be your thing, yeah. And if you don't you don't have a fit, then don't sell the thing. But you should have enough products that you can sell the thing. I think Grant said that he's got something like over 80 products that he sells. Really weirdly, when he was talking on stage earlier, he said, I can't remember, I'm sure it was 86,411 or 311. Basically, he knew the number of products that the average grocery store in America stocks, and it was 80,000, which is mental. That's loads. And he was like, so don't ever think that people will have decision paralysis. Have enough products that you have a solution for the people that have bringing problems to you. And yeah, you should probably start off with something small or a couple of things, 3 things, but keep on expanding, keep on building, which really ties in with what Ryan Deiss was saying of okay, so you've got these few things, you need to be creating new customer journeys all the time so that when people have exhausted one thing, that's not just it. So Roundtable was absolutely amazing. Well worth being there. Absolutely, the whole thing was just worth being there for that hour in that room. And then of course, Grant came on stage and he spoke. He said a few things that I think us Brits really struggle with, like the whole being rich thing and selling to people. I think people really struggle with that. So it was interesting. I feel like the room took a little while to warm up, or I felt like, but by the end of it, they got it. And the people that didn't, they're never going to get it. They're just going to stay where they are. But interestingly, Grant asked a question of who here feels like they could do more, or they have more potential. And I looked around the room, and obviously my hand was up. Not every single person's hand was up. Even the people that I know are making more than 10 million a year who were sat in that room, they still had their hand up. So every single person feels like they have more to give and that they should be doing more. And so you need to act on that, which means you need to go and do the stuff. You need to go and give more and be more and just do more. And something else that Grant said, which was really interesting, is and it relates back to the measure thing that I mentioned earlier. So he was talking about targets and having targets, and obviously 10xing, that's his thing. You 10x everything. So you think that you want to make 100,000 this year, or maybe you think you only want to make 50,000, and that's going to be great, and you'll be fine. You'll scrape by on 50,000, really, ish, maybe. Hopefully you don't have children because you're never going to be able to send them to school. But so he said about 10xing it. But what he said that I've never heard him say before is that he doesn't always hit his targets. But the important thing is that he has the target and he's always reaching. And that was another light bulb thing for me of if you're always striving to do more and be better, then things will come your way. So the things I'm going to leave with you this evening, I'm going to do some more in-depth stuff on everything, all of the stuff, because there's just so much and I'm too tired and my voice hurts. But the things I'll leave you with are, in the next 7 days, tell me what you're going to do, what your measurements are, what the things that you're going to track, and are they 10 times what you thought you could do? Like, so whatever you think that you would normally do over the next 7 days. So let's go with like next week. So by the end of next week, what normally would you have thought that you could do? So then take an exit, tell me your targets, and then just go and fucking do it. And I can't say any more. So thank you very much for watching. Yes, and I'll definitely be at the gym. I've been at the gym every day. Even when I was up there, I was at the gym. Everyone thinks I'm nuts. I'm running to the gym and running back to the hotel. But anyway, so thank you so much for watching, and just tell me what your targets are. I'll tell you what mine are, and just go and fucking do it. See you later.